Winning used to feel like a surprise. Not anymore. Alex Eala wins tennis matches now. That sentence alone doesn't shock people anymore. She's beaten top players. She's reached big stages. She's won on grass in Europe. She's gone from promising young player to someone opponents actually prepare for. Winning has become expected. But this time, this wasn't just another win. Because standing next to Alex Eala wasn't another young doubles partner. It was Venus Williams. And that changes everything. Think about that for a second. Venus Williams. 7 Grand Slam singles titles. 14 Grand Slam doubles titles. 5 Wimbledon crowns. A player who didn't just dominate tennis. She changed it. She pushed for equal prize money. She opened doors. She changed what women's tennis looked like and who people believed belonged there. Entire generations of players grew up watching her, including one young girl from the Philippines. And now, that girl was standing beside her. Same side of the net. Same team. Same goal. At the WTA 500 Bad Homburg Open in Germany, Alex Eala and Venus Williams played doubles together for the first time ever. And they won. Straight sets. 6-3, 6-4. Quarterfinals. Simple scoreline. But that score doesn't tell the story. Because this match was never just about tennis. It was about something bigger. The opening games felt almost impossible to explain. 2 players. Different generations. Different journeys. One partnership. And somehow, they looked like they'd been playing together for years. That shouldn't happen. Doubles is one of the hardest formats in tennis. You don't just play your own game. You anticipate. You trust. You move before your partner even speaks. One hesitation can lose a point. One missed read changes momentum. Usually new partnerships look awkward. Timing feels off. Communication takes time. Not this one. From the beginning, Eala and Williams looked connected. Sharp. Aggressive. Comfortable. Before their opponents could settle in. They were already down. 4 games. Straight. 4-0. Alex Eala was moving freely. Venus looked composed. They controlled rallies. Owned the net. Every point looked intentional. The first set ended 6-3. But honestly, it didn't feel that close. The crowd could feel something special happening. Not because they were watching a comeback. Not because they were watching a farewell. Because they were watching 2 generations meet in real time. And then, the match changed. Second set. Different energy. Their opponents, Catherine Harrison and Alexandra Osborne, adjusted. They stopped reacting. Started attacking. Returns got deeper. Pressure increased. Errors appeared. Suddenly, Eala and Williams were broken. 3-2. Behind. And that's where things get interesting. Because pressure reveals everything. Especially in doubles. A new partnership can collapse quickly. People stop communicating. Start overthinking. Start searching for someone else to fix the moment. Instead, they responded. Immediately.
No panique. No frustration.
Game back. Then another. Then the break. 4-3. Momentum flipped again. The crowd came alive. But it still wasn't over. Their opponents pushed one more time. They broke back. 4-4. Now it was real. No comfortable lead. No easy finish. Every point mattered. Every hold mattered. And this is where the match became memorable. Because experience showed up. Eala held. 5-4. Then Venus Williams walked to the line. Ball in hand. Serving for the match. 46 years old. Still competing. Still carrying herself like someone who belongs exactly where she is.
No hesitation.
No drama. Just execution. Game. Set. Match. 6-4. And suddenly, the internet noticed. The WTA posted the winning moment almost immediately. Caption. Cue the twirl. And honestly, that captured the mood perfectly. Because what stood out wasn't just the level. It was the joy. This didn't feel like preparation for a Grand Slam. It didn't feel like veterans checking boxes. They looked like they genuinely wanted to be there. Competing. Celebrating. Enjoying every point. And for Alex Eala, that moment had to feel unreal. Because she's spoken before about Venus Williams. About growing up watching her. About seeing players like Venus and believing tennis could become her world too. That matters. People talk about idols all the time. But very few athletes actually reach the moment where the person who inspired them becomes their teammate. Most dreams don't work like that. This one did. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. Because this wasn't happening after a perfect week. Earlier in Bad Homburg, Alex Eala lost in singles. Elise Mertens beat her. Straight sets. It wasn't close. Eala looked tired. And honestly, that made sense. Because the previous week had already changed everything.
In Berlin,
she made a statement. As a wildcard, she reached the semifinals. Beat world number 2. Then world number 8. Back to back. That's not momentum. That's arrival. But success comes with a cost. More matches. More pressure. More expectations. And after the loss in Bad Homburg singles, she had every excuse to disappear. Reset. Protect energy. Focus on Wimbledon. Instead, she walked back onto court, changed formats, found a new challenge, and won. That says something. Because growth isn't just measured by rankings. It's measured by response. How do you react after losing? How quickly do you reset? Can you stay emotionally available to compete again? This version of Alex Eala looks different. Not because she wins, because she keeps showing up. And now, another challenge waits. Quarterfinals. Against the number 2 seeds, Teresa Mihalkova and Olivia Nichols. An established doubles team. Experienced, dangerous, efficient. They look dominant in their opening match. On paper, this is a tougher test. But if there's one thing this week proved, Alex Eala and Venus Williams aren't interested in paper. They're playing the moment. And there's another layer to all this. After Bad Homburg, Venus heads to Wimbledon. Another huge storyline. Another emotional chapter. Another reminder of why people still care. But before all of that, before center court, before the cameras, before the history, she chose to spend this week here, playing doubles with a 21-year-old from the Philippines. That choice means something. Because legends don't just leave records behind. Sometimes they leave belief. And maybe that's the real story here. Not that Alex Eala won. Not even that she played with Venus Williams. But that she's becoming the kind of player younger athletes will one day talk about the same way. That's how sports move forward. One generation watches. The next one arrives. Then suddenly, they're standing side by side. Alex Eala heads to Wimbledon with history already attached to her name. First Filipino ever seeded at a Grand Slam. 9 wins on grass this season. Big victories. Big moments. And now, one unforgettable night beside one of the greatest players to ever hold a racket. She's not arriving to experience Wimbledon. She's arriving to compete. And maybe, that's the biggest change of all. What do you think? Was this just a great double story? Or are we watching the beginning of something much bigger for Alex Eala? Let me know below. But there's something else happening here that numbers don't capture. Because tennis history is full of moments where legends pass records. This felt different. This felt like something being passed without words. You could see it in the reactions. The smiles after points. The quick conversations between games. The trust. Venus Williams has shared courts with champions.
Grand Slam champion.
World number 1s. Olympic medalists. Players who became icons. And now, for 1 week in Germany, she shared a side of the court with Alex Eala. That matters. Not because Venus needs to validate anyone, but because moments like this quietly say something. They say, you belong here. For years, players from countries outside traditional tennis powerhouses were treated like exceptions. Like interesting stories. Like outsiders trying to break through. Alex Eala doesn't feel like an exception anymore. She feels inevitable. And that's a huge difference. Because expectations change careers. People no longer watch her hoping she can compete. Now they watch expecting her to. That shift changes everything. You feel it in how opponents prepare. You feel it in how tournaments promote matches. You feel it in the way crowds react. That pressure can break players. Or it can create stars. And this season, Alex Eala has looked more comfortable carrying it. Think about the last few weeks. Big wins. Grass court success. Deep tournament runs. History for Philippine tennis. And now, a doubles run alongside one of the greatest players ever. That doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of years nobody saw. The practices, The travel, the losses, the quiet work. Moments like this look sudden, but they never are. And maybe that's why this partnership resonated with so many people. Because even if you don't follow tennis, you understand the feeling. Meeting someone who inspired you, standing beside them, realizing they're no longer untouchable, realizing you earned your place there. That moment changes people. And maybe years from now, when another young player talks about why they believe they could make it, they'll mention Alex Eala, the same way Alex once talked about Venus. That's how sports stay alive. Not through trophies, through possibility.